Hello everyone, thank you all for coming to my channel. My name is Ariana Marche, and if you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're back again, what's up, girl? Today we are back with another divine guidance video, and today's topic is 6 signs that you have lost yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into number 1, and that is that you feel lost or directionless. You just feel like you don't know what to do with your life anymore, as far as, career, going to school. Like you feel completely lost. You don't know what direction it is that you want your life to go, and you feel like you're just very mediocre. You're just getting up, going to work, and just doing what is expected of you in whatever time frame in your life you in. Like if you in school, you kind of just going to school. If you an adult and you work, you have your own things, you kind of just feel like you're just waking up every day and just going to work. Like your life is so routine, but you understand and you feel inside that you want more for yourself. You just don't know what to do, and that can be a sign that you have lost yourself. Now, number 2 goes hand in hand with number 1, but you feel as if you're settling. Like your life is already mediocre and you understand that, but you just feel like over time, no matter what it is that you do, it's never enough to keep you fulfilled. And on that, you still look for more ways to be more mediocre, which I wouldn't say mediocre, but more so comfortable. You want to do something different, but you don't want to take as big of a risk, because sometimes when you've been settling and you get comfortable, taking a risk can look really scary, especially if it involves, having to let things go, having to let people go, having, to give up certain things. It can be very scary. So you look for ways to get fulfilled, but it's still mediocre. It's still, okay, I can reach for this because I know I can get it and it's not gonna take much. So you're settling and still being mediocre. So you're not really going to see yourself or your life progress in any type of shape, form, way, or fashion. Usually when you're already living very mediocre, it's also because you're scared to ask for what you want out of life because you feel like you can't get it. Just aside from everything being, you scared to let go and get it, you're also scared to ask for it because you don't feel like you're worthy of it or that you can actually accomplish those things. So that's another reason why people will usually, sit and settle, and that can be a sign again that you lost yourself, because aside from that, again, you don't know what you want, so it's really kind of hard to ask for it to even begin with, especially if you already don't know. Sign number 3 that you have lost yourself is that when somebody asks you a question about yourself or you're asked to tell about yourself, you hardly know what to say. And I feel like that's like the biggest sign right there, which, yes, you can say, like, I'm gonna use myself for example. Let's say you ask me about myself and I say, okay, well, yeah, I like to read and I like to journal, and that's kind of it. Like, and not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but the average person still has a good list of things that they could tell you about themselves. And that ultimately means that, for one, you're not checking in with yourself, and 2, you're not paying attention to yourself. You're not growing either, because right now I could tell you that, okay, I like to read and I like to journal, but even with me doing everything that I like to do now, I'm figuring out that there are more things about myself that I like and that I'm discovering, or things that I actually like to do or would like to get into, and actually trying to actively pursue those things. So when you're asked about yourself and you're kind of going, or well, I like this, but this, or you saying, well, but this too, and maybe, and I was thinking about this, like you sound very unsure, like you don't truly know who you are. And that's a sign that you need to spend time with yourself and also get to know yourself. Sign number 4 that you have also lost yourself is that when you look up, you're always in drama. Now, When you don't know yourself, you don't know the direction that you want your life to go in, it's easy to find yourself in unfavorable situations. Like, I feel like that can be a vulnerable time for people, and it gets lonely and hard to get up and look at yourself and like try to fix yourself. Like, the journey to self-love is not that easy, however, not an excuse. But sometimes, again, people will choose to settle, be mediocre, or to get these quick dopamine hits, and they're loving on people that they should not be loving on. They hanging out with people that they should not be hanging out with, and just entertaining things that really inside they know truly don't serve them. It don't look like what they want their future to look like. So it's easy to kind of get drugged into things that are not you. And my advice is to, for one, make your peace, or to get you angry, make your anger expensive. Don't let people be able to get you out of character and to pull you into things that are not truly you. If that don't look like what you want your future to look like in any parts, then you should not be entertaining it in no shape, way, form, or fashion. And I understand when you're in a place in life where you kind of confused and you just don't know yet, anything could come around and look like gold to you. Like, I completely understand, and especially if you somebody who kind of been looked at as the underdog, and you feel like you got to get up and prove yourself to people, prove your worth, prove that you didn't do this, or prove that you never said this. Like, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to give people your energy. You don't have nothing to prove. The only thing that you have to prove to yourself is that you are who you think that you are, and you are who you say you are. First of all, not even that you think, because you can think that you Beyonce whole time, somebody at the bottom of the barrel. We don't name names, but you can be thinking that you anybody, and you're really not that person. But you owe it to yourself to prove to yourself that you are that, and that's it. So just be mindful of the things and people that you're giving your attention to overall. And two, you also have to be mindful of your reputation when it comes to things that you do decide to entertain, or whenever you do decide to set the record straight on certain things. Because one thing about it is your reputation follows you from the good to the bad, from the people that you have been seen hanging out with to the people that you date. Anything, I promise you, all that stuff follows you, and the world has a hard time of letting go of people's past. You might be able to let go of your past, and that's good. That's really a good thing, and that's fine. But the world, they will try to hold you to whatever it is that they knew you as, or whatever point in your life that they met you at. So you really, if ain't nobody told you, and if you ain't never took it into consideration, your big sister is telling you now, please be mindful and to take those things into consideration, because there are a lot of people who has a very damaging past, but they have done the work, they've changed, they went to therapy, rehab, whatever it is that they've done to get themselves back on the right, and not only right, but a better track for them. But you're gonna always have people, again, like I said, that will try to hold you to that. So please, and they are fighting that stuff every day, trying to, again, prove people wrong, or that they're not like this. People that used to be thieves, they're trying to prove now that they can be trusted with things. People that used to so much, they have to spend their time now proving that they are not like their past, when to them, they know that they've done the work, and the way that their life look now, it's evident. But because people want to hold you to that, they have to spend so much time trying to prove that they are not their past. So just be mindful of that, because your reputation follows you. Sign number 5 that you have lost yourself is that you seek out advice for every little thing. And that just goes to show, let's say that you are trying to get things together and you have ideas of what it is that you want to do or what you want to do with your life, or, you know, just whatever area it is that, okay, you know what, I think I got a plan. I've came up with this and this sounds good to me. You know it sounds good to you. You know that this is what you want to do, and you know that this is the direction that you want to start moving in. But because something in you is missing and it's a little off, you seeking approval and validation from others, you feel like you have to go and ask them, okay, well, what do you think? And does this sound good? Or do you think that I should do this? And don't get me wrong, because there's nothing wrong with just wanting somebody's opinion. That's fine. But you have to know that ultimately the decision is yours. So regardless of what they think, again, it's the decision is for you to make. You have to know that regardless of if anybody supports me, whether they like it or not, this is what I want to do in my heart. Now, yes, you can listen to certain things, take the meat and spit out the bones, because you never know what mind state that people are coming from, whether it's traumatized or whether it's somebody that don't want to see you win. You have to know for yourself, okay, this is what I want to do and this is the direction that I'm going to go. You don't need validation for people. You don't need them to tell you where to go, how to go, where to get on and where to get off at. And when you do that, you put others in the driver's seat of your life, and you don't never want to do that, because it's only going to make you more lost. Because if you're gonna always need somebody to tell you what to do with your life, you're never gonna make no moves or get to actually know who you are and what it is you want without somebody having to come and guide you and do it for you. You don't never want to put people in the driver's seat of your own life. Sign number 6 that you may have lost yourself is that you give too much time and energy to other things and people. So let's just say, okay, you know, it's not something that's pertaining to drama like point number 4 was. Let's say it's not pertaining to drama, but you always find yourself pouring into other people the way that you should be pouring into yourself. And that's like, you know, a people pleasing thing. You find yourself always people pleasing. You're showing up for others who in turn, for one, are not showing up for you, but you're always giving more to others. You're showing up for them whenever they need you, which nothing is wrong with that, but you're doing it too much to a point where you're neglecting yourself. Time that you could have spent pouring into yourself and working on things that you have been planning or that you know that you need to get done. When somebody call you, you on your way, and you're neglecting yourself. So when you look up and you find yourself neglecting yourself a lot and pouring too much into others, and you don't have that same love given to yourself, or these are people that can't pour back into you the same way, or they're choosing not to, that's one of the worst things, especially when, okay, all the other signs may have not been for you, but this particular one is one of the worst, because it goes into people pleasing too much. You have a direction, but you're choosing to neglect yourselves. Let me tell you, it may seem mean, it may seem like you have to hurt people's feelings, and that's completely fine. I've been there, done that, and I'm still having to do it, whether it comes from family or friends. At some point, you're going to have to wake up and choose yourself, because at the end of the day, and yes, sometimes people may show up for you here and there, but regardless, at some point, you're going to have to put yourself first so that you can get out of a mediocre life, so that you can learn to love yourself in more ways than one. You're going to have to be able to pour into yourself. So I understand trying to set up boundaries, it can seem mean sometimes. It can seem like, you know, like you neglecting them, but it's not going to do you no good if you neglect yourself. Just like the famous analogy, if the plane is crashing, put your own mask on first before you try to help everybody else, because it ain't gonna do you no good you reaching over here trying to put on their mask, but you running out of air. You'll mess around and die before you get to help them get theirs on. I don't know if we can say that, but you'll mess around and be unalive, because y'all know how YouTube get. You'll mess around and be unalive because you trying to help them, and meanwhile they surviving, they good, they gonna get to going with their life, but your family gotta plan your funeral now. Girl, help yourself first. Pour into yourself first. I know it may seem mean, you'll get to them folks when you get to them. Because if you can't get yourself together, you really not gonna be no good to others. And one thing about it is, people will benefit off you not knowing your worth, not knowing who you are, not knowing where you are. They will benefit off of that. So you will spend all your time building up other people, helping them, and they gonna get to where they need to go. And once they do that, do you think that they gonna care about coming back and pouring into you? It's very seldom that you have people that will get to the top and remember those that was with them at the bottom. It's very seldom. Not everybody is like that, so we're not gonna make it no doomsday story, because there are some people who do, or who will try to remain loyal, but that's only if those same people are willing to grow. So sometimes some people will get to the top and bring people with them, but if they are unwilling to grow, you gonna have to cut them off. But again, back to what I was saying, it's very seldom that people get to the top and take those who was with them at the bottom with them. So you done help them and you done built them, whether it's a friendship, a family member, a man, whatever. They done got to where they need to be. Baby, they on the hustle and grind now. They not thinking about coming back to get you. That's why it's important for you to just have your own stuff together. And then if you choose to help people, it won't matter how they act when they get to the top or not, because you know that you came to the table with your stuff together. So if they decide to get up and act funny, that's cool. You won't even be worried about it. You know why? Because you already have your own sugar, honey, iced tea together. Stink the butt. So don't forget to pour into yourself. Don't forget to pour into yourself. I'm gonna say it again. Don't forget to pour into yourself. Now I'm gonna go in and give you some tips on how to regain that love and find yourself. Tip number 1, get close with God. Now, I'm not gonna elaborate too much on this, because even me myself, it's still been a process. But in my heart, I believe it's God who can reveal to you who you are and who it is that you're supposed to be, because he created you. He knows the numbers of hairs on your head. So again, get close with him, learn him, and don't do it from a religious standpoint. Get to know him the best way that you can. And one thing that I had to learn, just be honest with him. Because 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, I'm not even going to say 9, because 10 out of 10, like, he's God. He already know what's going on. He already know what it is that you need. He already know what it is that you want. He's just waiting on you to ask. That's it. And what I found, just going to him and just being honest about your situation and what it is that you need. And don't be scared to ask for the big things. I know when you've been in sin and you're just going to God, it feels like he's not going to hear you, and the devil will try to tell you that he's not going to hear you. Trust me, I know, and it feels like you don't even deserve to be heard because of the way that your life has been and the ways that you have neglected God throughout your life. You don't got to tell me, sis. I already know. And this is something that I'm still trying to get through and perfect myself. But don't let nobody tell you, don't let the devil tell you, don't even feel like that you cannot go to God. No matter what, go to God. Even if you sobbing, boo-hoo, crying, if anything, those are the best times, because that's when it's the most real. Them feelings is the most real at that time. So even at your lowest, even at your highest, get to know God. Give him a chance. That's all I got to say. 2, go get inspired. The problem is right now, you don't have anything that has inspired you. You don't have anything that has created that spark. Go read books that can put that spark back into you. Now, y'all know I'm a big advocate for reading books and journaling. Go read them books. Go watch podcasts. If anything that you might have been excited about in the past, even if you're not excited about it anymore, go watch vlogs on it. Go get on TikTok and discover something. Like, there's so many things that you can do, but just find a way to go get re-inspired. Go watch people who you love, influencers that you look up to. Like, is so many ways. And even if it's something that you have thought about but you never really tapped into, that's the thing right there. Go and tap into that. What are things that you like to do when you were a child? That's something that's helped me on my journey, is going to go look for things that I loved in my childhood, but let go because, you know, becoming an adult, life will beat you up and take a toll on you. It get rough and tough out here. Life be roughing us up sometimes. Or, you know, what is that thing that your family member told you? Oh, that's childish. You need to go and get a real job. You need to go stay mediocre like us and just give up on your dreams because it didn't happen for us and we too common with you, so we don't believe that it can happen for you because we know you. That's too many people's story already. Trust me, I've had it told to me. Well, what is that thing that people told you to just leave alone? You can't do that. Pick that back up. What is that thing that you love to do in childhood? Pick that back up. If you like to art, if you like to art, if you're interested in art and you like to draw and you're very creative, tap back into that. Put them drawings on TikTok. Put them drawings on the Etsy shop and sell them. Go to Walmart and start getting you some canvases and some paint. And you better paint your life away, girl. And you better put them drawings on Etsy and you better sell them. It's so much that you can do. And I know sometimes, again, it gets hard because life do take a toll on you. And you do have people in your ear telling you to just give up, be mediocre. Like, that can make you feel very disencouraged. I'm here to tell you, sister, stay encouraged no matter what. Like, even if it take you time and you feel like you fall off, as long as you keep getting back up and you keep going, and each time you're making it further than the last time, some growth is better than no growth at all. And I think I told y'all in one of my other videos a while back about this tree that I used to watch grow. This was back in 2022. My grandparents have a carport over their house, and it's like a big tree that stands over it. And, you know, of course, when fall come around, all the leaves on the tree, they're gone. And every morning I will get up for work, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, maybe it's to tell y'all this story, I don't know why I was paying attention to this tree this hard. I don't know why, but I was. And I was looking at the tree and I'm like, dang, I never really just sat and noticed, like, you know, every time I ever thought to just look at the tree was only when I needed some shade. Like, it would be so hot here in Texas, and I would always try to park my car on that side of the carport because the shade was there, so to keep the driver's seat cool. So I'm like, okay, bet. I was watching it grow for whatever reason, and I'm just like, dang, I ain't never really seen this tree without no leaves. Like, every time I've ever thought to pay attention to it, it was always full of leaves. So I was watching it, it was nothing on it. And every morning when I would get up to go to work, I'm like, okay, you know, we got a little sprout of a leaf here. Mind you, it'd be something so tiny, and then every day I'm watching it grow and get bigger. But I always paid attention because the leaves were extremely big leaves. Like, these were like leaves that was like both of my hands put together. So this would be the top of the leaf and this would be the bottom of the leaf. The leaves were extremely huge, and that's one thing that I did notice about the tree. So I'm like, dang, like, that's why it intrigued me so much, because I never paid attention to it like without those big tail leaves on it. So I'm like, okay, you know, it's a little spurt, and I'm like, okay, well, let me watch this tree. And every morning I got up, the leaf would get bigger and bigger. Now, to me, watching the tree, and I'm getting up every single morning watching it, it felt like it's not no growth. I mean, knowing that I could see it, obviously, because from it having no leaves at all, and then I'm seeing it sprout every day, I'm like, dang, like, how long is this gonna take? Like, it feels like it's not growing, but I know that it is. And I could see clearly every day I get up and watch it that the leaves is getting bigger and bigger. So, you know, it started out like this, and then it's growing, and then, you know, before you know it, it's a full leaf again. You know, we heading into the summertime now, so it's fully bloomed by then. I'm like, dang. But that gave me the analogy of, like, no matter what it looks like to you, if you're not going, dang, I'm speaking to myself right now. I literally just had this conversation with my godmama the other day. I'm speaking to myself. No matter if it feels like you're not growing, even if you feel like you can't see it. People think growth has to be this big overnight thing. We're in the microwave generation, so we're used to just things happening overnight. If I can't blow on TikTok overnight, then maybe this ain't for me. If it ain't happening quick enough or within 6 months or a year at the longest, then maybe this ain't for me. You know, I'm just finna quit it all. I'm just finna let go. I'm finna go back to just being mediocre. I'm finna try something else. When the whole time your breaking point is close. You just don't know. You may not be able to see or sense the growth. It don't matter, but I promise you, it's somebody that is watching you and that is paying attention and can see the growth, baby. I'm speaking to myself. Don't let me cry in here. I promise you. Even if you can't see it or sense it in yourself, just keep going. I promise you, just keep going, because your time is coming. Boy, I'm trying to speak to y'all. I'm speaking to myself. I need this just as bad as y'all do. But keep going, because I promise you, it's somebody out there that's watching you. You don't know what your story, what your gift will do for the next person. You don't know what your gift will do for the next person. And that's why it's imperative that you get up and you just putting in the work regardless. And another thing is, don't be so consumed with seeing outcomes. Just do it because your gift is not for you. Your gift is for somebody else. As a matter of fact, y'all go and watch my video. I'm gonna leave it right here. Y'all go and watch my video. What is the title of it? Your gift is what makes you different, or your gift is not for you, it's for, I don't know. It's a video I was talking about gifts. I'm gonna leave it right here, y'all. Growing up, I was always told, especially in the church house, you know, if you grew up in the church, they got something to tell you for every little thing. But one of the few things that I do really truly believe in my heart is that God gives you gifts not for you to, yes, you can benefit off of it in ways, like he's going to make sure that you taken care of if you operate in your gifts. Let me say that. But he don't give you that gift for you. Your gift is for you to give back to the world. I was always told that in church as a kid. Your gift is not for you. Your gift is so you can give back to the world. So in some form, way, or fashion, you are helping somebody operating in your God-given gift. So if you're good at that art, it's people right now. I think I was on Instagram at this time. I don't have my Instagram account no more, but I was on Instagram, and it was an artist on there that draws portraits and makes little things for people who has family members that has passed away. That's beautiful. And I actually know someone like that. My mom got a portrait from someone who made a picture of my Nana and her. It was a picture of my mom when she was a baby and my Nana, and they was together in the picture, and they drew that out, and my mom had that hung over her bed for a while. Don't think that your gift has to be some big Mariah Carey obvious type thing. And matter of fact, in my book review for Dear Sonali, Judge Lynn Toller spoke about that. Your gift don't have to be some grand mafioso thing. Like, whatever it is that you love to do that makes you different, that you can get up and you know that makes you happy, but you can also inspire people in some form of way, fashion, do that. In due time, your gift always makes room for you, as long as you make sure that you're operating in it and you're using that talent. I promise you, you're gonna know what to do one day, sooner or later. It don't have to be something grand and big. This person, they get up and just paint pictures of people and their loved ones. They operating in their gift. The problem is people are always looking for a way to, I hate to say it, but for lack of better words, exploit it in a way, and you're only worried about how you can make money for your gifts. When you operate in your gifts genuinely, I promise you that's gonna come. Don't worry about that. Just operate and do the things that you need to do, and all of that will come. I promise you. So, yes, back to the tree analogy though. Little progress is still progress, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't see it. Again, somebody watching you. Keep going. The third tip on how to find yourself after you've lost yourself: make a list. I want y'all to make a list. Get in them journals, baby. Get in them journals, baby. Make you a list of all the things that you love about yourself, things about yourself that you wish to improve. So, things about yourself that you ultimately don't like right now. I also want you to make a list of your ideal career, or what it is that you want to do, either for work, because some people don't want to use their gifts for money. Some people just kind of want to do it and give back, and that's fine. But either way it go, what is your dream? What is your goal? Before you feel like you lost yourself, or before you became directionless, what is it that you could use to operate in? Make a list of all those things. And once you're done making the list, I want you to go ahead and start taking action on those things. So right now, if you figure out your strengths and weaknesses in yourself, how can you use your strengths in your everyday life? How can you use your strengths and pair them with your gifts? For your weaknesses, what can you do to make them better? And how can you start today working on them? All right. So create a plan, make you a list, and take action. And you have to do it every day. Small steps every day. It don't have to be something big. It don't have to be something grand. Even when you come up with these things, break them down into smaller steps and find ways to operate in these things. Make it micro habits is what they call it. Get into micro habiting. It's several videos on YouTube. It's several books about micro habits. Atomic Habits is a good book. I've heard. I have not read it yet, but I am gonna read it, and soon y'all can be expecting a book review on that one. But look for books on those things. YouTube videos on that things. I keep telling y'all, YouTube University is a real school that you can go and enroll yourself in. That's a real good school. Log into YouTube. Anything that you need help on, or anything that you're trying to perfect, put it in the YouTube search bar, and I promise you there's a million videos for it. YouTube University is a good school to enroll yourself in and graduate from. Trust me, baby. That's why I'm on here now. So yes, get on YouTube, search for these things, read books, anything, and just turn those into daily micro habits. Tip number 4 on how to re-find yourself after you've lost yourself, which this should have been number 1, but let go of the dusty people. Let go of dusty people and don't go back. Take you a big hefty trash bag, a big Glad trash bag, a Walmart trash bag, a goddamn Great Value trash bag. It don't matter. Grab all them people, put them in there, throw them in the dumpster, and don't climb back in to go and get them. And if they try to climb out and come back to you, you kick them right on back to the trash. Sometimes it is the company that you keep that can derail your life. I'm not gonna go too deep into that because I'm pretty sure we can get that, but it is the people that you can keep around you that can derail you, whether that's friends, family, man, or a woman. Please be mindful of the company that you keep, because not all the time people start out in a bad spot. You could be doing exceptionally well for yourself, but it's the moment that you start entertaining the wrong people, even if it don't start out that way. Remember, slow progress. People will slowly creep up on you. People can learn to get in your head and influence you, whether it's by the power of suggestion or anything. They feel like they can, they will, and they gonna try, and they gonna pick it, whatever it is, to get you off track. Let go of toxic people. Take your trash bag, throw them in a dumpster, leave them in there. Don't climb back to go get them. And if they climb out and come back to you, you make sure you put them back in their place, because they don't have no room in your life. From this point forward that you're watching this video, whoever the first person that came to mind is, and don't try to switch it up. Don't try to make excuses for them. Whoever the first person that came to your mind as I said this, you know that that's who you need to get rid of, family and all. Trust me, because I done had to do it, boo. Mwah. Number 5, stay out of the past. One of my old pastors used to tell us, used to be bees don't make honey. Old bees cannot make honey. Only the bees that's up right now, they focusing on the now, can make honey. The past ain't doing nothing for you. It's no reason that you should be looking back. And again, that goes to one of my points earlier about, what you're deciding to do in the present moment. Because once this is gone, it's in the past. Only thing that's gonna matter about this moment is what you did that will help your future. Again, used to be bees don't make honey. So in every moment, make sure you're doing something that can help and benefit your future. I heard somebody say one time, make sure that your future self will thank you for all of the decisions that you in the present time are choosing to do. That was beautiful, and it stuck with me. Make sure your future self will thank you for what you chose to do with your time now. Because if your future self is somewhere still struggling, still depressed, still got toxic people around, is still just in unfavorable situations, you're gonna be upset, and you're gonna look back and think, well, dang, I could have did this. Dang, I should have did that. Dang, I had the chance to do this and I did this instead. Dang it, I came into this much money, and instead of going to go do this, this, and that, and start this business or go enroll in this class, I went and did this. Dang it, man. Don't make your future self miserable. If you know that you're miserable right now, don't keep doing things to further that misery. Please do what you need to do to make your future self happy. Do what you need to do to make it easier on yourself for the future. If you can take care of business now, please do that. I used to have a friend in high school, and we used to always tell her, girl, you work too much. You always at work. Every time we would try to plan meetups for the girls, just go out to do something. Mind you, we all worked. We all had jobs. But some of us, the rest of us was trying to balance, just being teens and, hanging out, doing other girl stuff, doing other teen stuff, and then, working in, of course, school. So we was trying to find a healthy balance. But this one particular friend, we would all, oh, you work too much. What you doing? Blah, blah, blah. She was the one that had a car. And she was the only one of us at the time, because one of the other girls ended up getting a car too. But she was the first one to get a car at 16. She had a permit at 16. She was able to afford everything she wanted and live comfortably at 16. And now she's somewhere still doing comfortable. We don't speak anymore, but she is still doing well. And although that friendship ended with us, I've done videos on it's the same friend group. If y'all watch my older videos, it's the same friend group. This one particular friend, I always admired her because she was the one who never fed into any of the drama and the mean girl energy. She never gave me that energy. But she was always working and about her business. And somewhere now, she is doing amazing. I used to see her on my Facebook when we were Facebook friends, and she's still doing good for herself. And I am so proud of her, because again, her reputation and who I knew her as and who everyone else knew her as spoke volumes. I know her as someone who handled her business, and she is somewhere right now handling her business. So in school, she took care of what she needed to take care of, and she put herself ahead of the game very young, so that when she graduated, she already was ahead. She already had a car. She had already had a job that she had been working for years and was getting promoted in as a teenager before she even graduated. She was taking care of her business, so that by the time she made it into adulthood, she was already ahead of the game. She already had experience in the working world that she would need to further her career. She was doing good for herself. So please, let that be an example of don't get caught up in trying to... We're young, you still want to live life. Don't forget to live life, but you have the rest of your life to do that though. Yes, majority of us do want to have a good balance, and that's fine, but set yourself up first for the future. Take care of business first, because I promise you, there will be a time where you can relax and chill. And if you take care of business now, you may have leeway to do things, and then who knows, by the time you're 30, you may could be one of those people that retire. And if you're not ready to retire, you could at least, oh, okay, well, because I'm an entrepreneur, or because I'm the one that, I'm the boss and I own this company, I don't have to come and clock in all the time. I can take a 3-week vacation and I can hit up 3 different countries each week. You know what I'm saying? Do stuff that your future self will be proud of you and thank you for. But all right, that brings me to the end of this video. And I just want to say thank you all for watching, and please share this with somebody. Please share this. And if you lost yourself, sis, it's okay. Get up, go get inspired, and put yourself in a position where your future self can thank you. All right?